Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today, I am at Tuttle Educational State Forest. Actually, showed up here. This is my 5th activation for the day. I don't do this very often, but I did multiple activations today. And came out here to find that Max WG4Z's here right now. Actually, he's doing his last 2 that he needs for his park activation. I worked in Park to Park over at Tuttle. So the Tuttle video would have been the 4th one, I think, today. Excuse me, Tuttle. Johns River. This is Tuttle where I am right now. And so Max was here at Tuttle, and so I figured I'd probably see him here, which is great. I am going to test for this final activation. So each activation today, I've used a different antenna. Today, I'm going to use a 20-meter end-fed half-wave, and it's only 20 meters, and so this could be a little challenging. I don't know if I'll be able to get on my contacts or not. If not, I'll go back to my car and grab an antenna tuner and a different antenna or something. I've got other things I can use, but I want to test a new pack I've got, and I'll show you what it is here. I did a post about this. Let's see. Let me to show you. Max made Max's mom M4PUO made me some pickles again. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. My daughters love these. I do too. So we'll use these up. So Max did a pickle delivery. So here's my pack. This is just my regular soda pack, which actually I had open. I didn't realize that. This is my regular soda pack, but in here is the kit that I want to try today, and this is kind of a flesh out for the real deal. This is going to be a little soda activating pack. This is my MTR-3B pack, which is in a Tom Ben HLT2, which is the handy little thing too, and I love this pack. This is literally the entire station, and that's what I'm testing today, is to make sure I've got everything in it I need so that when I go on a soda activation, I'll have it there. Now, because I'm doing a video and because the MTR-3B does not have a speaker, I do have this extra bag with a speaker in it, but I wouldn't need this if I wasn't doing a video, because I could just, use earphones with the MTR-3B. So here's what the pack looks like. I did a full article about this, and if I can remember, I'll link to it above. If I forget to do that, remind me and I'll go put it in later. But basically the pack has an entire station in it. So this is my 20-meter end-fed half-wave. This is the power cord here. Let me move this down a little bit further so you can see it better. The power cord, my earphones, which are popping out right now because I had this out earlier today. Let's see, I've got a key in here. In fact, I'll go ahead and take that out. I'll go ahead and start setting up the station. Got a key right here. This is my N0SA soda paddle. Everybody always asks, and no, he's not making these anymore, but I think he's going to be making some more different types of paddles. So I'll definitely post something when he has something available. Here's the power cord. Here is the radio. This is just a little 3D printed cover, and you can get this on Thingiverse. I actually pulled the tabs off of it, and I just used one of my daughter's hair bands to hold it in place. I love these radios. They're just so incredibly tiny and effective. Here's my feed line, and I actually have quite a bit of this. And the reason why is because when I use an end-fed half-wave, I want some of the shield to perform as, counterpoise. In here I also have my pencil and my logging pad. So literally everything is there. And this is the antenna, which this may be a little tricky to get off here. The way I did it, didn't mean quite to do it that way when I clipped it. Let's see if I can get this off. If not, I'll do this off camera because you probably don't need to see me struggle with this. There we go. But this is a 20-meter end-fed half-wave. I've used this on several soda activations, and 20 meters usually works really well for soda. I don't know if it'll work for POTA today. Usually with parks on the air, 40 and 30 meters are more effective. So we'll have to just see. And here is my battery. This is a 9-volt lithium iron phosphate battery by Bioenno. And I use 9 volts because the mountain topper really is supposed to top out at 12 volts. And if you're using a 12 volt battery, it's usually something over 13 volts. And it doesn't really like that too much, especially if there's any kind of mismatch with your antenna. It's better not to do that. And I want to protect this because I don't think they're making these anymore. So I use a 9 volt, which gives me about 3 watts out. This is bigger than a lot of like LiPo cells, but it's also a lot safer and more stable and has really, really good shelf life. So I'm willing to take the mass hit, I think. This is my actual, it actually has in it a full arborist storyline. And so this is 25 meters of an arborist storyline. So I'm going to use this to put up the antenna. Hopefully I've got all my parts out here for this. And of course I've got a speaker that's in that separate bag since I'm doing a video. So I'll go ahead and get this set up and we'll try to get on the air. Now I'll just take out the antenna and unwind this. Let's just hope that this works today. So it's basically in a vertical position. You can see it down here. It's just basically down here and going straight up into the tree. And it's near vertical, which is fine. Hopefully this will work. If it doesn't work, it's only because of the nature of 20 meters. So it's not always been the most effective band for parks on the air. So let's get set up now. I wanted to show you what I did this morning, actually. I've had this in my back pocket all day long since I did a total of 5 activations today. And I put optional for Johns River, and I ended up doing that one. In fact, I kind of messed with the order because Johns River, I passed by it on the way to Tuttle, but they're very close together. And I decided at the last moment to do Johns, even though I was running a little behind. So today, I do not know if the RBN will spot me correctly, or I should say, I don't know if the POTA website will spot me correctly, because I announced Tuttle, but I just finished up with Johns, and there's a possibility it may still spot me as Johns River. I'm kind of waiting for, I think, 30 minutes to kind of pass or something before it, someone may have logged me out, QRT actually, which will help, but I may have to spot myself. Who knows? I've got internet coverage here, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to show you, this is when I thought I'd be arriving. And I sent this to my buddies Mike and Eric, K8RAT and WD8RIF, so they'd know where to look for me. There were 2 places. I knew Table Rock I may not have. There have been times I've been there and haven't had any internet access. And then there are times I didn't know if near Dogback Mountain if I'd have internet access. Wasn't able to do that. The road was just impassable at one part. At least I wasn't going to risk it. I don't like skidding away on ice down steep hills. And so I did Pisgah Game Land and Pisgah National Forest, which are all the same. So those were when I was planning to arrive, and actually was ahead of the game up until now. these times are when I told the POTA network that I would be out there, so it would look for me. So I put in these times. These are UTC times. And I did that because I was trying to organize a full day of doing park activations. If you live somewhere where you know that you have access to the internet each time you go somewhere, you don't really have to worry about it quite as much. You just need to pace out where you're going. I had a very limited amount of time today and I wanted to fit all this in. So that's the way that worked out. Now, I'm going to put together the rest of my station here real quick. And there's not a lot to this, to be honest. Let's see, I've got my MTR-3B. My MTR-3B, my paddle, so I'll go ahead and plug it into the battery first. This is a really long cable, and I bet you that some of the more minimalist SOTA activators and people will say, why do you bring a cable that long? You could lose most of that. I actually like having the flexibility of moving the battery really far away from me if I want to, like I can keep it in my pack or something, and I've got this long cord. It just gives me that extra flexibility, and I like that. Okay, let's see, and I need my paddle plugged in. Then I'll need a speaker plugged in. See, I'm going to run my paddle underneath here. There we go. I think that my radio is almost smaller than my battery in this case. Isn't that something? Okay, now I got to plug in my speaker. And I have to thank WA7VFQ for this. He sent me this in the mail, which is really nice. It's just a little kind of tangle-free cord that I can use to plug in my speakers or my Morse code keys. And I'm using it with the speaker right now because that comes in handy. There we go. So I'll just plug this in here and get going. And I'm actually going to coordinate. I'll pause the video here for a second because I'm going to go over to Max, who's operating out of his truck. Make sure we're not in the same place at the same time, because we're going to do a park to park here, like yards from each other. Max may come over here and sit with me for a while. I'm not sure. Maybe I can coerce him into logging for me on the Hammers app. I don't know what his time scale is like today. Okay, let's see here if I've got everything in the shot so you can see everything. We're going to turn this on, turn on the speaker. I'm on the 20-meter band. Again, that's all I can do. This doesn't have a built-in antenna tuner in it. And you tune like this by pressing, I don't know if you can see this in the light or not. You have to press and hold the tune up button to move you to wherever you want to be in the band. I want to move up a little bit higher in the band. So this is not a good radio for hunting because it doesn't have a rotary encoder of any sort. You just have to kind of do it as you go along here. So what I'm going to do is find a frequency and then we'll start the activation. Okay, I'm back here and actually just touched base with Max to make sure we were on the same spot and actually worked him. This is something you can do if you're with someone else at a park, and it's just really for fun. But I can work him on 2 meters, on 70 centimeters. That all counts as 2 park to parks, and I'm sure I'll work him on 20 meters. I'm sure he'll find me. I'm going to go ahead and spot myself actually, because, just to make sure that maybe it'll spot me the correct way. Oh well. I lost my spot here. I'm going to have to redo it. Let's see, add a spot. Oh no, I'm running low power mode. Okay, add a spot. Frequency is 14044. Park reference is K-4861. Comments, CW. Spot. And now I'm going to turn my phone on airplane mode just to help preserve the battery a bit. So maybe I can finish this activation on one battery. I don't know if 20 meters is reasonable right now. This is running 3 watts output. Maybe a tall order. Now, they would really appreciate Max's 3 park to parks today. There we go. WI1G. I need this so I can log at the same time. That's loud, I'm sorry. That's because Max is right here. Got him in the logs. Okay. You hear how his signal went way down just now. That's what conditions are like right now. Okay. Okay. I think that was right. Good. He probably couldn't hear me. Yeah, hear how he's fading? So I have 14 so far, so definitely a successful activation, which is really nice. Okay, let's see if I can get this over here. I got my times messed up there somehow. I'll work this for a little while longer. I need to take my hike and then head on. Okay. That's definitely not a 599. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, that was really a 559, and then it actually faded down to nothing else. You can tell the fading's really strong today on the 20-meter band. Not too surprising. Excellent. That was a lot of fun. Wow. I was not expecting this response on 20 meters. There was a time and day where you wouldn't have gotten 21 QSOs on 20 meters for Parks on the Air. Now, actually it wasn't 21. It was really closer to 18 because I've worked max. And let's be frank here. Working max when he's literally 30 yards that way is not very hard to do on ground wave. But I love this. This looks great. Very happy with this. And now I know what I did this whole park activation for. Excuse me, let me make sure I get my logs saved here before my phone dies. There we go. The reason why I even brought out this particular setup today is I wanted to make sure that my kit was complete. And the only way you know, I would never go out to like some remote summit and try it out for the first time. You always want to try it out either at home or in a park or something where you're near other equipment in case you're missing something like a cable or an adapter or something like that. So yeah, I'm very happy. Everything's here that I need. I've got my logbook, my pencil, my key, my radio, my battery, my cords, and I even brought the little speaker along. But again, I wouldn't even need this if I wasn't doing an activation video. And in fact, in the future with the Mountain Topper, I may just use an inline recorder and record the audio separately. I don't know. I'll figure out what I'm going to do. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And this is going to be the last park activation for the day. I really don't want to go out and do yet another park today. But it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me. And I hope that I haven't scared anyone away with my no edit videos. At least there are no ads in here to bug anyone. Yeah, if you get a chance, go out and play radio outdoors. If you can't go outdoors, then why not chase some activators that are out there? We really appreciate it. I can tell that there's a massive, massive difference in the level of activity from 2 years ago when I started doing Parks on the Air in earnest. When I really started doing it, I'd done it before then, but not as frequently. And the level of activity is just insane now. I couldn't have imagined a year and a half ago hopping on 20 meters and getting this many contacts. It used to be a little bit more of a struggle to get even your 10 that you needed. But now it's just gotten so much easier. If you look at some of my really early videos, you'll notice how there was just less, there are less contacts out there because there are less hunters. Now there are more people getting involved, and that's a great thing. More activators, more hunters. It's all good. So if you know someone who wants to get into Parks on the Air and they're a little afraid to do it and they live nearby you, maybe take them out to a park, show them how it's done, or even take them to your, to your shack, or go out somewhere and learn to not just activate, but hunt, because there's a little bit of a technique to that as well. And because it's all about kind of sharing the radio love, isn't it? But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. And let me unplug this camera, and I am going to get ready to head out of here. I think I'm going to take a hike. I don't know if I've still got enough time to do it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do it here. I may save my hike for tomorrow or something, but you can see my shadow. We're getting some long shadows now. This is the building where I've done 2 activations inside with the little AX1 antenna. I'm glad to be back to Tuttle. I haven't been here in probably a month and a half or more. Some of these parks start to feel like a home away from home. Max is over there right now, working stations in his truck. He's got a big chameleon antenna out there. So he's got the chameleon impasse light on a mag mount at the back of his truck, and that works out really effectively. So anyway, I'm going to pack up for the final time today and head out. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you get a chance, subscribe if you feel like it. As I always say, I really appreciate the support on Patreon and in the Coffee Fund. I don't do ads in these videos, as you can tell. I just don't want ads interrupting what's going on here, because I think a lot of people use this for CW practice. And that's, to me, like the whole reason for even doing this channel, to be honest. So I don't want ads to interrupt that stuff. Nobody wants to see ads pop up in the middle of that. So I'd turn those off. So I appreciate the support, but if you're saving up for your first rig, or you're trying to get on the air and you're new at this, don't worry about it. I can just support yourself to get on the air before supporting others. What is that they say when you're in an airplane? Put your life mask on before you help the person next to you. It's sort of the same thing. So thank you so much for everyone that does support me. I really, really appreciate it. And until next time, 7 3s.